the fifth-year seniors, has really done a great job relating to them and coaching them in a different way.
There are the Red Rocks national rankings. Overall, they're 4th, and Tom Farden made it the point when he took over as head coach a few years back. He had been a co-head coach with Megan Marsden. He said, you know, we're going to get better on beam. We'll see them on beam in the 4th rotation. And that was a big thing for Utah, is to elevate those beam scores that had been holding them back.
Right, and you know, they were such a strong team in general that they didn't have that much to make up, but what he has done is recruited some incredible athletes and then recruited a coach like Carly Dockendorf, who is their beam coach. She was a Husky, both a gymnast and a pole vaulter, and has led their beam team to just phenomenal heights, including these, I think it was a 39.725 that they hit on Friday after having to count a fall to lose the meet at Cal. So just shows the exceptional coaching job by Carly Dockendorf.
So 98.75 so far for the Red Rocks, and the Gym Dogs just a 10th back with 2 rotations to go. Floor routine this year. She had a 9.875 last year in her freshman season.
And this is such a stunning Queen medley. I'm just going to let you all enjoy it.
LGBTQIA+ Pride Night, and much of the music was by artists representing that, and here she is again with Queen.
Probably much to the delight of her British teammates.
The 11th different Red Rock to compete a full routine this year.
Yeah, and just stunning combination. They call it artistic gymnastics for a reason. It's supposed to be a combination of beautiful dance and excellent tumbling. The details in that routine, the toe point, the extension, the flexibility are just stunning. It's such a treat to get to see Jaylene Gilstrap in the lineup.
9.775 for Lauren Thomas in her beam routine. And now here's Dia Moody getting some last-minute instructions from Jen Llewellyn at a 9.625 on bars. Bounced back from her first career fall 8 days ago to score a season-high time 9.85 on Saturday in Texas.
And that was at her home club of Metroplex in front of a huge crowd on a podium. Huskies were on beam in the 4th rotation, so really a pressure-packed situation that saw a phenomenal beam set from them. We'll see if she can continue that momentum. And that is where she struggled last, or at OSU. So leg up wobble around 2 to 3 tenths. Tell she's just lost the confidence. She could have probably saved that front aerial. But there comes a time on beam when if you're mentally not there, it becomes really difficult.
All that pressure on her Saturday in front of friends and family, and she knocked it out with a 9.85. It's tough to respond and do that again.
It's really hard also to compete within 2 days of each other. That is not something as a club athlete you had ever done before. You know, most club athletes had between maybe 6 to 8 meets per year. And they were very, not often back to back to back to back weeks like the college season. And this is what, their 7th meet probably. So this is the time where you work through the mental strength that you need to be a collegiate gymnast.
Jaylene Gilstrap matched her career high, 9.875. And now here is Adrienne Randall. Our first look at her today. We'll also see her on beam. This is her 2nd time on floor this year. 9 days ago against Cal at a 9.875.
Solid landing on the double tuck. And a difficult leg up double turn.
One of the many strong students on these two teams. She's been on the dean's list at Utah.
Queen in a much different rendition than we saw from Gilstrap before her. Great extension and completion on those leaps. Good height and lift on that front layout out of the 1.5.
And she flashes the U at the end.
Ready to rock with the Red Rocks. Love it. So those leap combinations are so important to get all the way around. When I say that, it means if you're doing a full turn, it needs to be 360 degrees from your feet landing in the precise positions. Gymnasts can fudge that a little bit, and judges don't always see it depending on where they're sitting. She was very deliberate in those positions.
So after the fall by Dia Moody, pressure on the next 3 beam workers for the Gym Dogs. You get 6 gymnasts that go in each rotation. You scratch a line through the lowest score. The other 5 are the ones that count. So here is Lana Navarro, who had a 9.9 on vault. Been in the beam lineup each of the past 4 weeks, recording 3 hits with scores of 9.825 or better.
Fellow freshman has a difficult triple series. That goes all the way to the end of the beam. Beautifully done.
In the clutch.
There's her leap series. That straddle position in the switch side wasn't quite at 180. When you're doing a straddle facing the judges like that, it's very easy for them to see if you've hit the position or not. She'll close with a double twist for her dismount. More difficult than the 1.5 you typically see, and want to make sure she gets it all the way around. Nicely done. Landed about 7/8, just the teeniest of hops.
And she left her head coach Jen Llewellyn hanging with a high 10.
When your teammates are coming in hot like that, Jen stands at the end of the beam like that to make sure that they know she's watching, encouraging them.
What a series that was.
Yeah, it was just beautifully done. And here she is, that double twist I mentioned. You want to make sure your feet land facing the beam. They were just a hair off. But mental fortitude to come back after an athlete's has fallen. Her 2nd meet in 3 days. A really, really nice job.
A 9.9 for Adrienne Randall in her floor routine.
And now for the Red Rocks, Lucy
That's a season high. And now Lucy Stanhope posted a season high, tying 9.875 3 days ago against Oregon State. Her first time on floor in a month.
And debuted new choreography, new tumbling passes at that meet that we'll also see tonight.
Native of England, grew up training at City of Liverpool Gymnastics.
Oh, and a little bit short on the full in, so takes the step forward off the mat. On a backward tumbling pass, you can step backwards into the lunge. Forward, you can step forward. So
Big
she'll get
difference
a
if the
deduction.
knee hit, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. If the knee hit, that would be counted as a fall. So did a good job to stay on the feet. This is her new pass. She'll do a front through to a double tuck. Difficult at the end of a routine. Just the smallest of hop forward. You see she didn't lunge there. In the elite ranks, you are supposed to stick your tumbling, not lunge into it. So she's used to trying to find the stick.
Let's watch how close her knee came to hitting here in the first tumbling pass.
Wow, that is just exceptional strength in her calves, in her Achilles to hold on to that in the difficult full twisting double back. And you'll see her front through to a double tuck, just a little bit short, and had to take the hop forward.
9.875 for Navarro on beam. Quarter of a tenth off her season high. And now here is Morgan Bowles. Now, for Washington, after having their best vault and bars rotations of the season, for them to have a truly strong meet. After the fall earlier, they have to have good routines by Bowles and Killer Wilhelm to finish things out.
And like I said on bars, she's so close to breaking through. She has the skills. She's just been a little bit inconsistent. Her sort of bugaboo of late has been on the dismount on beam, but she'll do this challenging connection of the series where she does 2 side aerials. You can see she was just slightly off kilter between the skills and then going into the beat jump. Judges have discretion there to decide whether that is truly a connected series. Just slight shoulders over hips in the loop series there. She normally goes all the way around in a full twist and just did the 3/4. So she will walk to the end of the beam here and do a gainer front full off the end. So she'll swing the leg off the side out of the hitch kick and sticks the landing. In the last 2 meets, she's really struggled with that, and you can tell how excited Coach Llewellyn was and how excited the whole team was.
So a couple of balance checks, but her season best prior to this, a 9.7. This should beat that.
This should be at least in line with that, presuming the judges give her the connection of the side aerial series. But to end like that, that's regardless of the score, the confidence builder for her to make it through bars and beam in the beautiful way that she can is as important as the score for Morgan Bowles.
9.5 for Stanhope, so they want to draw a line through that. So pressure on McCallum and Solaski. You want a gymnast to follow a fall, why not make an Olympic silver medalist?
Absolutely. This tumbling is a walk in the park for Grace. We'll start with a full in, the same as Lucy Stanhope. Really nicely done. Good turnover on that handspring to give her the height and rotation on that full in.
And a 9.975 in week 2. Because of the Gold Over America tour following last summer's Olympics, she didn't begin fine-tuning this routine until December.
Tom Farden said, you know, they're basically using the season to work out the kinks, to work out the routine composition that they want for Grace. You'll see she's done 2 different beam routines. You normally do that in October, November, and then you fine-tune in December to compete in January. But she and then a few other of the Olympians around the conference are in maintenance and fine-tuning mode right now. Nice front layout to front Rudy connection. Very easy and clean. Really well done. And she just seems to be enjoying it and enjoying herself so much in college, which is just delightful to see. Here's that full in. Very easy for her, well landed. And this front layout to a Rudy. A little bit flat for Grace, but again, she's competed the second time in 3 days, although that was the cadence of Olympic trials and the Olympics, the nationals. It's just been a sort of nonstop season for her. She's had no break, starting with, I don't know, probably Winter Cup last year, and she battled through injuries to make the Olympic team. So just incredible to have her in the conference.
Morgan Bowles, 9.725 by a quarter of her 10th, her best this year. And now here is Skylar Killer-Wilhelm, who had a 9.85 on vault and a 9.975 on bars.
She really excels here. She'll do a front to back triple series.
Pardon me, 9.875 on bars.
Front aerial a little bit labored coming up out of the front aerial, but does a beautiful job continuing the connection, which she doesn't need. You just have to connect two skills, so she'll just get a slight deduction for the hesitation between that connection.
She's got to come through to save the rotation, anchoring teams here for Washington.
Do a front toss here. Nicely done. Solid leaps. And then her dismount. A lot of college gymnasts do the side aerial to back full. She takes it a step further and does the side aerial to 1.5. It's really hard to get the repulsion you need off the end of the beam to do the 1.5. And she finds the landing. What a routine.
Indeed. Now her career high, 9.925. She tied that on Saturday in Fort Worth. You mentioned the lack of a connection there.
Yep.
How much of a deduction is that?
So it could be a slight, maybe a 0.5 deduction, because she kept moving between the series and didn't need it for her difficulty because she has combinations like that and other skills in the routine. But like you said, for this beam lineup to come back from the fall shows that the growth that they have had over the season.
9.95 for McCallum. How about her meet so far? A 9.9, a 9.95, and another 9.95 with beam to come.
And you are in for a treat. This first pass, she does a double layout right into the corner.
Watch how high.
Just beautiful.
Wow.
And the stretched hips on that double layout are exceptional.
She switched her routine in October because she wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, you know, she's a fifth-year senior. She's a floor specialist at this point. You've got to love what you're doing.
Sydney Solosky, the fifth-year senior from Calgary.
Very clean front pass.
Four years on the Canadian national team, including 1 year, 2015-16, on the senior national team.
Just her 1.5 front layout. A little low, I would say, on that front layout for her standards. Like to see that second flip rise.
Fun routine.
Really fun, great energy, and that double layout is just best in class.
Well, Sydney Solosky wrapping up a fine floor rotation for Utah. Skylar Kilo Wilhelm at a 9.925 on beam. That's a career high again, matching the score that she had when she tied her career high on Saturday.
And pushed the Huskies over the 49 threshold on beam. So they've hit that mark so far on all 3 events thus far. Really important.
Hambrick, the former LSU star, the choreographer in the floor routine, happy about what she saw. And Jen Llewellyn, happy about what she saw for her team on beam. Final rotation coming up from Sion.